51-46 to get to the championship. In Minot's bracket, Minot High started out with a big win over Valley City, and then they met Williston, who had defeated West Fargo, and then Minot High beat Williston last night 59-49, and that sets up our championship game, Minot High against Devils Lake, and we want to get the starting lineups. That means Larry Lauser is going to come along here in just a second and tell us all about the starting five and the host and all that. Let's go to Larry Lauser at the PA.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this, your 1988 State Class A Championship. Before introducing the lineups, how about if we give the Satans of Devils Lake a nice big state tournament welcome. And now say hi to the Magi. Team host of the Satans is Kevin Whitty. Team host of the Magi, Larry Bakalenko. Head coach of the Satans, Ken DeMeester. Head coach of the Magi, Gene Manson. Introducing the starting lineups. Starting at the guard, he stands 5'9", the senior number 10, Kendall Ayling. A Magi guard, a 5'7" senior, wearing number 33, Kyle Magnuson. The other Satan guard, he stands 6 foot tall, the senior number 20, Craig DeMeester. A Magi guard is a 6 foot 1 inch junior, wearing number 25, Ross Manson. Playing a forward for the Satans, he stands 6 foot 2, the senior number 22, Blaine O'Gorman. A Magi forward is a 6 foot 3 inch senior, wearing number 31, Troy Nelson. Playing a forward for the Satans, he's 6 foot 1, the senior number 30, Craig Mertens. The other Magi forward is a 6 foot 2 inch senior, wearing number 35, Paul Althoff. Playing the center for the Satans, he stands 6 foot 2, the senior number 32, Red Hansen. The center for the Magi, he stands 6 foot 4, the senior number 43, David Richter. The assistant coaches of the Satans, Dave O'Gorman and Terry Brenner. The assistant coaches of the Magi, Dale Olson and Tom Feldner. The officials for tonight's game on the floor, Bruce Jessen of Dickinson, Bob Green of Fargo.
And so we're just about ready to go with the championship game of Class A basketball in North Dakota. We talked to each of the head coaches before the game, and they talked about some of the keys to their team winning this game. And let's bring them up on the screen for you. First of all, for Devils Lake, Roger, I think they really know they have to slow down that Minot offense.
Oh, they do indeed. Last night, Minot shot 59% from the field against Williston, 22-37. We've said a lot about Ross Manson in this tournament. 51 points, a cinch for an all-tourney, and he's really controlling things right now in many categories. Play the solid team defense, too, I think Devils Lake has got to do against them, because there's so many guys in Minot that can hurt you. Exactly, and they have to shoot for a good percentage as well. Right. Brent Hansen, 47 points, 17 of 35 from the field. He's really controlling things. Right. And Raylene DeMeester, O'Gorman, and Mertens have certainly been carrying their load, too.
As for Minot High, Gene Manson says he wants to mix up his defenses because he feels the Satans are so balanced that they can't rely on stopping any one person, although they want to concentrate somewhat on Brent Hansen. And, of course, he said it in the interview with Greg Stein beforehand. They want to get Dave Richter into the offense just like he was last night. Last night, Richter poured in 16 points after scoring only 3 in their opening round win over Valley City. Richter really came alive against Williston last night, and that'll be another key for the Magicians tonight. We're getting one last mopping down of the floor. As you take a look at the big crowd, I am sure we're well over 7,000 people in the Minot State University Dome tonight. We could be approaching that 8,000 mark tonight.
As you look in at the Minot bench there, Gene Manson and then Ken DeMeester, Devils Lake, the similarities between these two coaches and where they came from. Manson coached in Devils Lake. 1982, he brought his Satans to the state tournament unbeaten. They ended up taking third. He was named Coach of the Year. He went to Mayville State 2 years. Ken DeMeester coached 10 years in Mayville, Portland. He was a Mayville State grad, Grafton High graduate. He took his team to a state title in '64. And at Mayville State, he was a 3-time All-NDCAC selection. And both coaches have their sons playing in tonight's championship game. So really an interesting matchup.
And I believe each coach is in his 7th year coaching his particular team, too. So there are a lot of parallels. The teams match up well. The crowd is excited. I hope you're ready to sit down and enjoy a great state championship basketball game between the Magicians and the Satans. They met once earlier in the year during the Christmas tournament here in Minot, and Minot won it 61-50. But that, of course, means absolutely nothing right now.
Throw that out the window, Jim.
Bruce Jessen and Bob Green are our officials for tonight's game. They also officiated the Valley City Minot game in the first round of the tournament. And we're ready to go with Brent Hansen jumping it up out there against David Richter. And the ball is tipped by nobody, so we'll jump it again. This is a lost art here. The officials don't get to throw this up much, and the kids don't get to jump it much.
They only get to throw it once a game.
Yep, that's it. And Devils Lake will control it in the backcourt, and with the ball is Blaine O'Gorman. He'll hand it off to Craig DeMeester, their great point guard, and they'll run the offense now. DeMeester at the top of the key. We'll see what kind of defense Minot starts out on a 2-3 defense right now, zone. Over on the left-hand side, it goes over there for DeMeester. All the way into the corner, now back out on top for Railing, and that's DeMeester. And in the corner, faking the shot was O'Gorman. That's DeMeester, that's Railing. Inside to Brent Hansen. Hansen in the lane, turns, has it hit the back of the iron, and Paul Olthoff pulls the rebound down over to Troy Nelson. Scoreless after 30 seconds. Nelson with a left-handed dribble to the front court for the Magicians as the Satans set up in the man-to-man defense now. Paul Olthoff will take it from Nelson in the top of the key area out there. And Olthoff will hand it off to Ross Manson. He's got on him right now Kendall Railing. Manson tries to get the pass forced inside, but it was thrown away. And there's our first turnover of the game, and it goes against the Magicians. Now the other way, all the way down. Inside, a nice feed off the glass. Way too hard, though, with a shot.
Jitters, Jim, jitters.
Craig Mertens, that's right. Up ahead, and another, no, not a turnover, as Devils Lake knocked it out of bounds. Nearly a turnover against Minot again.
I think you'll find that ball in a championship game a lot harder to hang on to in the first moments than it is the closing moments.
It looks a little bit smaller until you're shooting it at the basket. Then it looks like it can't possibly fit through there. Troy Nelson will toss the ball into David Richter, gets it right back to Nelson on the baseline. Nelson will drive in and pick up the blocking foul against Craig Mertens. I was waiting for the signal from the official on whether it would be a block or a charge, but he goes with the block.
Oh, I think that's the correct call, too. He did not have baseline position, as I think our replay will show you. Yeah, there's not much question. Good call by the official. And
so Nelson will throw it in. He gives it off to Manson over there, who hit a couple of three-pointers right away in last night's semifinal game that really opened things up for Minot. And there is Kyle Magnuson dribbling with the left hand over to Nelson. Nelson hit the first bucket last night for Minot. He goes off the glass. It rolls off. Richter with a rebound. Scores it. No, Paul Olthoff. Excuse me. Olthoff was inside for the rebound and scored the first points of the championship game a minute and a half into the game. 2-0 Minot. Into the front court with it is Kendall Railing way underneath. All alone under there. And it looked like Manson, or rather it looked like Olthoff was all over him. But Mertens got it back and scored it anyway. Bringing it up is Troy Nelson. I was surprised we didn't get a foul called under there that time. Olthoff kind of draped himself over the top of Mertens, who eventually did get the bucket. We're tied at 2-2. That's Paul Olthoff, who has Minot's bucket tonight. Troy Nelson, a little slow pace for the Magicians. Here's about an 18-footer from Richter. It bounces off the iron, no good. Olthoff went for the rebound, had good position, and Brent Hansen is called for coming over the back.
Let's take another look if we can at that ball. I don't know if we have an opportunity, but Brent Hansen went up high for that ball. Here it is again.
Watch Olthoff slip underneath there, get the position, and Hansen reached straight up, it looked to me.
Yeah, I got to question it a little bit, but these refs will do an outstanding job.
You betcha they will. Manson hands it off over there to Troy Nelson, and the lefty fakes the three-pointer, gives it off to Olthoff. He drives in, gives it off to Kyle Magnuson, who's dangerous from anywhere on the court. So is that guy, Ross Manson. Over to Olthoff. Olthoff will go into the lane. He dishes it off to Richter, goes up off the glass and scores.
Pretty move by Richter.
David Richter gets his first 2 points of the game. He's averaging 14 on the year for the Magicians and 7 rebounds on a nice setup that time by Olthoff. With the ball now in the front court is Craig DeMeester to set up this offense. DeMeester over to O'Gorman into the corner, and here's the Railing shot from the corner. It bounces off iron, no good. Troy Nelson gets the rebound. They want to push it up the court right away. Nelson coming down 3 on 4. He stops as he gets to the lane, gives it off to Ross Manson. Into Olthoff.
It's tough to beat the Satans down the court. They got some quick people that'll get back there.
And there's Kyle Magnuson from 21 feet out for a three-pointer and a 7-2 Minot High lead. Into the front court to Mertens. That's Craig Mertens, whose father is a state legislator here in North Dakota, giving it off to Craig DeMeester. Looking into that zone defense. Mertens goes down the baseline, rejected. No, they'll call the foul. It was Blaine O'Gorman coming down the baseline that time. And we'll check the foul out here.
Foul is going to go on Olthoff, I believe.
No,
Dave Richter, I'm sorry.
And there you saw it on a replay. Richter getting the foul. It's the first foul of the game against Minot. A shooting foul 2 times at the line for Blaine O'Gorman. His team is down 7-2 right now. A quick start for Minot High. And you saw that one drop through the hole. O'Gorman has his first point on the night.
O'Gorman had a tough opening day where he missed all 7 of his free throw attempts.
But he's 2 for 2 tonight, and it's 7-4 now. Minot out in front, and here comes Ross Manson with the ball. We get a look at it kind of from behind the offense there. Down deep in the corner to Richter. He'll go to the baseline and gets pushed by Brent Hansen. That's his second personal fairly quickly here with 4:46 to go in the first period. And so a couple of quick fouls on Brent Hansen. He'll have to watch himself now. Out it goes to Olthoff. Over to Magnuson. Magnuson just hit a three-pointer for Minot. They lead it 7-4, and he threw it away, and then Hansen lost it out of bounds. He was imploring the official that perhaps Troy Nelson had knocked it away from him, but they'll say that the ball goes to Minot.
You mentioned that it was his second foul moments ago, and this game is not even 4 minutes old. If he picks up his third foul here shortly, I think the Satan's inside game is definitely hurting.
And Ken DeMeester has that just slightly worried look on his face at the moment. Ross Manson will go to the baseline. He hasn't shot yet. He had it tipped out of bounds down there. Good quick hands down along the baseline. I think it was Mertens that knocked it out of his hands. And it's Troy Nelson with it back there now, and he gives it off to Kyle Magnuson in the corner. Magnuson comes out towards the top of the key. Strove dribbling with that left hand, gets it over to Olthoff to the free throw line, inside to Richter. He's all alone, and he'll score. Richter has 4 points on the night now, and Minot leads it 9-4. If they get the ball in that position to Richter, Devils Lake's going to have a long night inside. And there's a nice steal attempt by Olthoff, but it was taken back now by Brent Hansen. He drives strong into the lane, gives it off to O'Gorman, who goes up and scores. Blaine O'Gorman with 4 points on the game now. And Ross Manson comes back. His team is up by 3. Manson to the baseline. He'll try. No, he won't try it. I thought he was going to put it up. Gives it to Olthoff. Now out to Nelson. That's a three-pointer. And it's good.
Oh, wow.
Troy Nelson with his first bucket of the game. And Minot has 2 3-pointers and 3 two-point baskets. And it's 12-6 Minot over Devils Lake. Bringing it front court is Kendall Railing. Railing gives it off to Brent Hansen, who's way out high. Back to Railing. You get a good look at him. And there you get a good look at Craig Mertens putting up a shot from the corner. Nobody rebounding on the weak side for Devils Lake, and Minot pulls it down. Olthoff getting it, giving it off to Troy Nelson over there.
You can see the problem the Saints are going to have tonight. Anybody on this Minot club has the capability of putting it in from any part on the court.
Nelson tried another three-pointer but missed it, and so Craig DeMeester brings it up, gives it to Kendall Railing inside quickly to Brent Hansen. Nice move away from Richter, puts it up, and it bounces out no good.
I think Hansen wanted a foul that time. He was at least trying to draw some body contact and didn't get it.
Manson brings it up, leading 12-6. 3 minutes to go in the first period. That's Nelson. That's Manson. I don't think Ross has put up the ball yet. Inside to Richter. He'll put it up for the third time, and he misses his first miss on the night. Hansen got the rebound and handed it off there to DeMeester, who brings it up to the front court for Devils Lake. They trail by 6. 3 minutes to go in the first. In the corner is Mertens, and that's Railing, and that's number 22, O'Gorman. The rebound again, weak side, nobody there for Devils Lake except the Minot players, and that's Ross Manson pulling it down. He averages 5 boards a game.
Magician's definitely dominating the defensive boards right now, and the Devils Lake team only getting 1 shot.
Richter will go on the baseline, put it up, and pick up the foul. The charge will go, I believe, judging by the response of the Devils Lake crowd. Charge will be called. That was close. It could have been Hansen's third foul.
Yes, if that would have been Hansen's third foul, with 2:34 to go in the first quarter, they would have been in trouble. Here's a look at the replay. Hansen establishing baseline position. Did he have it in time? Well, there's the charging call, and with 2:34 left in the first period, let's take a break.
Running a tractor on ordinary diesel fuel is kind of like eating cafeteria chili. Just no spunk to it. But with Fieldmaster TQ4 diesel fuel, I get spunk to spare. Oh, I've run some other diesel fuels through my tractors, but I just don't get the power. Get a lot more smoke, though. Get a lot more work hours out of the tank of Fieldmaster TQ4, too. quicker starts, quicker warm-ups.
Come on, everybody, do that kick. Help kick, milks that kick. The hard man pours it on real tall. Staying in shape, milk's a part of it all. Milk! From big city slickers to wheat field kickers, America's favorite help kick, milk.
Minot leads 12-6 as we return with 2:34 to go. We were mentioning it may have been a third foul on Brent Hansen, but instead it's a second foul on Dave Richter. And so both Richter and Hansen find themselves with 2 personal fouls at the moment. And Devils Lake gets the ball off the foul. Bringing the ball up court right now slowly is Craig DeMeester. Minot moves that zone just a bit farther down the court now as they try to trap it a little bit. They get it off there, though, onto the hands of Kendall Railing, who gives it off to DeMeester again. Back to Railing, into the corner to O'Gorman. O'Gorman gives it back to Railing. He'll give it over to DeMeester, into the corner to Mertens. Mertens gives it back, all the way back around to Kendall Railing. He can put it up from three-point land with good proficiency. Into the lane, nice block by Olthoff, and a charge is called as a little out of control that time. Going in was Craig DeMeester, as he just didn't quite have control of his body.
He loves to penetrate that lane and try to get Hansen for an easy bucket down low, and that time it just didn't work out for him.
Full court pressure now applied by the Satans, and we'll see how Minot handles it. Nelson has some trouble with it, gets the ball back and gets it free to Manson. They'll have to hustle it across the line, which they do, and hustle it all the way down. Manson's first shot of the game is way too hard, and it's pulled off by O'Gorman, and quickly he goes the other way with a 3-on-3 opportunity. He'll stop at about 18 feet, give it back, and it comes around into the corner into Mertens' hands. Mertens in the corner, gives it out front now. It comes over to DeMeester. And there is Kendall Railing. And that's Mertens, and that's Brent Hansen with the short shot, and it's in. Hansen with his first 2 points in the ball game, and it's 12-8 Minot. Manson will work against the token pressure now from Kendall Railing. Manson with the left-handed dribble brings it to the front court. He's been quiet thus far. Manson now goes to the baseline and scores it.
Well, he makes some noise right there, Jim Olson, and I imagine him to be in double figures easily tonight once again. He's just that kind of player.
51 points coming into this game in the tournament, 51 for him. Into the front court, Blaine O'Gorman with the ball, and he hands it off back there to Kendall Railing. And that's O'Gorman, or DeMeester rather. DeMeester into Mertens, inside to Hansen. He lost it. No, it was a pass, but he was on the baseline. Out of bounds was Blaine O'Gorman. I couldn't tell if Hansen lost that off his fingertips or was trying to pass it. In fact, I'm still not sure. But
O'Gorman was complaining, too, that he was pushed along the baseline there by Troy Nelson, and that caused him to go out of bounds.
Very possible. Kyle Magnuson will bring it up to the front court this time now. Maggie is 1 for 2 in his shooting department so far in the night. He has a three-pointer, gives it off to Ross Manson, who is also 1 for 2. And that's Dave Richter way out on top.
Did you know that more snowmobiles are towed by Ford pickups than by any other kind? It figures. Ford sells more pickups than anybody else, and a lot of these quality trucks are built in St. Paul, where they know what winter is really all about. What does the guy in Yokohama know about winter? And your hometown Northland Ford dealer knows about winter too. And he knows how to provide quality service to keep your Ford truck winter tough. Stop by your friend at Ford today and ask him about his snowmobiles from Ford.
Magic City Implement, your Case IH dealer, has spring fever. Stop in for Tournament Month Special. The new shipment of 5-grade hard bolts, just $1.39 per pound. 25% discount on oil. Filters to fit all makes and models of tractors, combines, cars, pickups, and more. And now hydraulic hoses and fittings, custom made. See their large selection of good used equipment, too. And the finest new equipment. Spring fever is caught Magic City Implement, your Case IH dealer in Minot.
Gaffney's of Minot has the Panasonic FP 3040 copier available now. This is the ultimate copier that can make 30 letter-size copies per minute. It has great reduction and enlargement ratios, a special effects panel with zoom, blue erase, margin shift, and much more. This copier has auto-duplexing. It saves paper, mailing cost, filing space, time, and money. See the Panasonic FP 3040 copier at Gaffney's of Minot, your complete office outfitter since 1917.
Let's take a look at the goings on earlier on as we saw the steal by Brent Hansen. There he created it, and watch the official as Olthoff goes after and runs right into the official. And eventually on the other end of the play.
And he really got down there for the jam.
Hansen proved that he's faster than a lot of people would think. In fact, I heard
didn't know he had that quickness.
Some NFL scouts up there with their timers. Well, that was a 3.240 right there, ladies and gentlemen. There's Ross Manson. He hits the 13-footer.
Oh, my.
He's got 4 points. Minot's lead is 8. Back.
Manson, he cannot afford to have Richter on the bench the way he's playing.
Nope, not at all. He's probably wishing he might have gotten that traveling call now.
Yeah.
19-10 now. Minot's up. Here comes Richter down the baseline. And stepping over in front of him nicely was Blaine O'Gorman to draw the charge. And so Ziegler will come in for Minot. Brad Ziegler goes in, and Richter sits down with 3. And Gene Manson tells him we just got to settle down a little bit. 19-10. Minot's out in front. 6.5 to go in the first half. Front court it comes to Blaine O'Gorman. And it comes back around to Kendall Railing now. Railing with it into the corner to Mertens. Mertens back to Railing. Just inside the three-point line is DeMeester. He'll step out to give it to Railing. Still a zone for the Magicians. It's Mertens and Railing now. Inside to Hansen. He finds Mertens rather underneath. Blocked. Oh, Nelson gets called on the foul. Looked like Troy had a nice block that time. But
well, I think you may see that he got him with the body on the replay. That happens so many times. Every time everybody's looking at the ball and you see the clean stuff. But let's see if he got him with the body or not. Nice pass there. Good vision by Hansen. And then, yeah, there was some body contact there. Good call by the official. He's got a much better look at it than most of these fans do.
That's right, including me. That's right. And at the free throw line will be Craig Mertens. He'll get a pair. And the first one.
First miss of the tournament.
Rings out of there, and he's surprised by it.
He's 10 of 11 now from the line.
That's still not a bad percentage. We'll see if he can get the second one to go down. And Mertens has 3 points. Minot leads it by 8. Full court pressure now. This is Olthoff in the backcourt. He gets it to the front court, and we'll pull it up down there, and Minot will set up the offense. Well, maybe he won't pull it up. We'll see. Now he gets fouled from behind by Hansen.
For the Satans.
Why, that's his 3rd personal foul. Now Brent Hansen, the center, and Dave Richter, the center, each with 3 personal fouls. 6:03 to go in the first half.
This could really change the complexion of the game for both sides. Probably see a little different style of basketball on both ends of the court.
The question becomes who has the better bench. Doug Heisler will come into the game now, and we'll see Hansen sit down. Heisler is a junior at 6 feet 2 inches. Front court now. You get a good look from the top at Railing, and then he passes it over on the left-hand side and gets it right back into the corner. It goes down there to Heisler. Heisler gives it back to Railing. There's DeMeester into the corner to Mertens. Back to DeMeester. Back to Railing.
That perimeter game becomes so.
Construction and industrial equipment. Mobil has it all. Mobil One, Mobil Super, and Mobil Delvac. A complete product line that meets the requirements of any kind of engine. See your Mobil distributor.
Welcome back to the Minot State University Dome as some 7,000 or 8,000 people are watching as Minot takes on Devils Lake for the state championship. The Magicians with a 9-point lead at 26-17. Roger, Brent Hansen not in the game, and Devils Lake really suffers.
Oh, they do indeed. He is the key to their offense. He has been all tournament, as we said, 47 points coming in. So he is definitely the man they need in there. So I think they just got to do their best to stay tough here in the first half, and when they can get him back in the lineup to start the second half.
He's sitting down with 3 personals, as is David Richter from Minot High, their center. Troy Nelson with it now, and that's Ziegler over to Olthoff from about 18 feet. Here's Troy Nelson with a 15-footer. He's deadly from there. And he's in double figures at 10 points on the game now, and Minot leads it by 11, 28-17. 2:25 to go here in the first half. Breaking the pressure fairly easily. Kendall Railing brings it up for the Satans, and they'll try to run the offense. Craig DeMeester, their senior point guard, over to Railing. Into the corner to O'Gorman. O'Gorman tries to go to Heisler. Tipped away. Nice play by Olthoff, and he pulls down on the turnover. Good play by Paul Olthoff. He's a senior also.
Minot really playing well on both ends of the floor right now.
Gene Manson all year long, since about the 3rd game of the year, as we watch Ross Manson go in and have it go off too hard. The rebound pulled down by Magnuson finally. Manson all year long said that, you know, people underrate our defense. He said, I think that that's really been a key. Even though we like to run the ball up and down, we still get back and stress the defense, and they're showing it tonight so far. There's Olthoff, had it tipped away. Nice hands that time by Heisler, and a 2-on-1 the other way. Heisler gets it, paper on the floor, and he traveled. Heisler traveled. I hope the paper had nothing to do with it. It came from the Minot cheering section. Shame on them, as a piece of paper, big piece of poster paper came out onto the floor.
This happens. I don't know.
This happens, unfortunately. Kyle Magnuson goes to the front court. He hasn't shot much in this first half, although Maggie has 5 points. Ziegler passes up the 15-footer.
Unbelievable.
Ross Manson with his 6th point of the half, and the buzzer sounds. Minot with a a 13-point lead after 16 minutes. Let's look at the replay after Manson had it stripped from behind. Then he came right back and stole the ball cleanly, stayed in bounds, laid it up, reversed with the right hand, and Minot leads it 30-17. We'll be back with halftime entertainment in just a moment.
I've got a lot invested in this place, including the equipment. So I'm particular about maintenance, and I'm very picky about the kind of oil I use. I depend on this machinery, not to mention the family car. So it's Mobil all the way. Mobil 1 and Mobil Super for the cars. Delvac for the tractors, trucks, combines, and irrigation engines. Oh, there's lots of reasons to use Mobil. But for me, there's just one. Protection for my investment.
The 4 trampolines here, right?
Well, this right now is we call it our single doubles. We'll run a single tumbler down, and then we'll run a shadow tumbler down. There's a lot going on. It's really hard to follow the athletes. Right now we're going to be on the center mini tramp acts. We call our 2s and 4s. A couple of our younger ones. But right now, again, we're getting the steps for what's to come a little bit later.
You have a lot of elements to this show, including the music. That's an important part, right?
Yeah, the music is important. We think that it sure picks up the girls, and we hope that it affects the crowd the same way. They're going to come back now with the same pass, except now we're going to see front flip with half twist. We just would like to show the people what we can do on the mini tramp. Here comes our 4s. Then we have what we call our Rudies, which is a 1.5 twisting front flip.
Wow. That was fun.
Now we're going to break in. We call this our 4 corners. We have 12 different directions going at the same time here.
Okay.
The skills they're doing are rather simple, but there's a lot of action going on.
It's intricate passes that they make past each other. As you can see, a good shot from the top there for you. Meanwhile, they're getting ready for more trampoline acts on the other end, and this is what they do. You kind of divert the crowd's attention to one side and the other, right?
Well, we have a lot of mat moving equipment, and it's not real fun to watch it
moving around. Yeah.
So we try to give them something during that time to watch.
Okay, here we go with the trampolines now again. The mini tramp.
We're working into our pyramids. Right now, we're going to have some tumblers, and we can get the cameras down on the
side. Yeah. Okay.
On the side. Little Lindsay noticed that the trampoline wasn't quite right, so she's going to go out and straighten it out.
There you see the tumblers going down.
This is our optional tumbling. These are just singles. Those are some rushing front flips, the back flips.
And they just shadow each other as they go down.
Yeah. Now we're going to start with our long blocks, and we hope that this is the part the crowd likes.
There's a good angle as we watch them coming straight at us here.
These are our hand springs and a front flip. And after we get going, we'll start building some pyramids. Han will do a half on with the back handspring. That's Gibbs Mem. Now we're going to start building them up.
There we go. The crowd loves those, and they're going to get higher, huh?
We build it up to about 9 feet. Actually, it's 8 feet 6 inches. Keith Blons wanted to know one day at practice, so he came out and measured it. The top is 8 feet 6 inches.
Right now, huh?
Right now.
Okay.
That's Jennifer Blom.
Whoa!
And Tasha Greer.
Yeah, all right. And the crowd liked that one.
I think the gymnasts can sense the crowd. We have one more mini tramp act that we do. Right now on the end, we have our handstand pirouettes.
Okay, over the other side, yep.
Shows a little balance, a little strength. That's Gary Schlager.
How in the world can she do that? Right next to her is the next one.
Terry Lynn Zimbelman, varsity gymnast at Minot High School.
Terry, of course, had a great season for the high school team.
Oh, she sure did. She was real happy and did very well. We're pleased with her, as we are with all the athletes.
Now they're going to come back down on the mats alongside the...
Right next to us here on this mat, we have our last pass of optional tumblers. What we like to do here is build it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Start out, just add on. We call this our add-on optional. Jennifer Shell, Arabian somersault. Don Pearson's from Donnybrook. We have one from Donnybrook and one from Botno, so we have a few athletes that drive quite a ways.
All right. How often do they come in then? Every day or twice, 3 times a week?
They come in about 4 times a week.
Okay.
So it's quite a commitment on the parents' part. We hope that they think it's worthwhile. And here comes Terry Lynn again. This is a double twisty back.
Oh, yeah.
Jennifer Blobs. I think the crowd can feel it. The kids need that for this final mini tramp.
Now they're going to be coming from every which direction here.
This is our crisscross.
Here we go.
Again, we'll start it out with some dive rolls. They'll get the feel for the equipment. Now we go over. Then we'll send them over at the same time.
There's a nice angle.
They'll go back and make one more pass with the front flips, and then at the end we're going to send all 4 directions at the same time.
Okay. Here we go, back on the tramps again now.
Again, same pattern with some front flips. Now we'll send 2 at the same time.
What are the ages of these girls?
They range from 9 to 17. Now we send them all at once. Whoa!
Now that's fun.
That's the exciting part. Especially when they hit it, the athletes, they really do psych themselves up for it. This is our ending. So we hope they enjoyed it.
Well, the crowd is all standing up. Steve, I think you did your job.
Well, it sure is fun to be here. We'd like to thank everybody for letting us come, and we look forward to seeing them all next Thursday in Bismarck.
Okay. Steve Carver, the director of the Jim Dandy's Acro Sport Team. Another great show.
All right.
And you can hear him saying, all right, in the background. And let's go over to Tom Coyne.
Thanks, Jim. That's right, the Jim Dandies with a Jim Dandy performance. And Terry Jumstead, tournament manager, tells me we have about 7,600 here. So the place is packed. It's loud, and Minot leads at 30-17 at halftime. We'll be right back.
My new Taurus is a great-looking car, but the real beauty is when you get behind the wheel. Taurus front-wheel drive and a wide stance makes for sure-footed handling on almost any road. And the Taurus is from Ford, builders of the best cars and trucks in North America. Cars and trucks that go the distance, and you'll find them at the dealers that go the distance. Your hometown Northland Ford dealers.
Success. Last year, University of Mary graduates continued their success with a 95% placement rate. University of Mary graduates consistently find better jobs because of thorough academic preparation. The University of Mary offers a program just for you from a variety of bachelor's and master's degrees, all with personal and individual attention. Your success begins at the University of Mary.
Ever notice this yellow label? It's an energy guide label, and it's required by law. Look at it before you and your contractor decide which fuel you'll use to heat water. This one says the electric water heater costs about $519 a year to operate. This label says the natural gas water heater costs about $246 a year to operate. That's quite a difference you want to think about. After all, hot water is hot water, but it's your money.
Nearly 12,000 students from high schools across North Dakota will be taking part in co-curricular activities this winter. These students are the pride of our communities, representing talent, sportsmanship, and a will to achieve their ultimate goals. They are the key to the future. Let's help them open their doors to a brighter tomorrow by investing in their future and supporting high school activities. This message brought to you by the North Dakota High School Activities Association, your local school district, and the KX Network.
Who says Class A basketball doesn't draw well? We've got a packed house here at Minot, over 7,600 taking this in, and so far it looks like Minot could be on their way to the state championship. They are leading Devils Lake 30-17. Greg Stein has joined me now, and Greg, let's take a look at those statistics.
Magicians love to play on their home floor. You can tell right now by one half is shooting 55% from the field, 12 of 22, while the Saints of Devils Lake wish they were back in Devils Lake playing on their home court. 29%, 6 of 21 from the field. free throws, 71% for Devils Lake, 5 of 7, while Minot shooting 4 of 7 for 57%. Rebounds, definitely an edge for the Magi, 18 to 11. Turnovers about the same, but the score, a 13-point difference, 30 to 17 at halftime.
Well, individually for Devils Lake, they've gotten 8 points from Blaine O'Gorman, 4 from Brent Hansen. And for Minot High, look at that balance. Troy Nelson with 10, Manson 6, Richter 5, and Magnuson with 5. Foul trouble. Hansen and Richter, the two big guys, have 3 fouls apiece. So we are just about set for the second half. Let's go over to Jim and Raj.
Thank you, Tom Coyne and Greg Stein. And once again, thanks to the Jim Dandy's Acro Sport team for a great show at halftime. While we were in our last break, I just wanted to let you know that an announcement was made by Val Brules, who was on the tournament committee, that the cheerleading award went to Minot High, signifying the best cheerleading squad during the season. And they are congratulating themselves right now out on the court, and we congratulate them as well. The Spirit Award to the crowd will be coming up after tonight's game. Well, we're just about ready for the second half of action. Minot leading at 30 to 17 at the half. We'll be back with second half state championship action in just a moment.
The 1988 Boys Basketball Class A Tournament is brought to you in part by your Northland Ford dealers. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by your full-service North Dakota banks. The North Dakota State College of Science at Wahpeton meets the challenges of the future. Sophisticated training on modern equipment and over 70 different state-of-the-art programs await you. Programs in CAD, CAM, SIM, robotics, and learn modern procedures in laboratory settings with certificate, diploma, and associate degree programs to meet your needs. Choose occupational, technical, or the college degree route. Placement is from 90 to 100% each year. Call toll-free or write the Director of Admissions.
When I need auto parts, I go to a neighbor, my neighborhood CarQuest Auto Parts store. My neighbor always makes sure that I get the right parts and the right price. Stop by for hard-working Wix filters. Whether you drive a domestic or a foreign car, Wix quality oil and air filters remove dirt and contaminants from your engine to keep it running cleaner and longer. For top performance and protection, look to Wix. Always get your auto parts at CarQuest, because CarQuest is the right place to buy auto parts.
Does your roof leak due to building shifts or Mother Nature? Jessen Roofing has the solution. Rubber roofing from General Tire and Rubber Company. Rubber roofing has excellent expansion and retraction capabilities. It's lightweight, simple to maintain, it's tough and durable, and will adapt to any roof design. Jessen's Roofing can install this wonderful rubber roofing for you. Jessens provides excellent service and qualified craftsmen. Call Jessen Roofing today for a free estimate. Jessen Roofing, we top them all. 838-2687.
Clute Office Equipment has supplied your business with the tools to keep you out in front for 40 years. Clute's professional sales staff will show you how to increase production and at the same time simplify office procedures while Clute's trained service staff help things run smoothly. Whether you need office furniture or word processors, Clute Office Equipment can help. Clute Office Equipment, for 40 years, they've supplied the tools for your business.
At the Minot State University Dome, Larry Lauser, the PA announcer, has gotten a wave going in here, and who says the wave is dead, huh?
Well, I don't know. There's a look at some
happy fans.
People, I'll tell you what.
Happy fans. Mike Morgan in there, yeah.
Some of the Minot folks, and they certainly got to be happy, the home crowd right now. I mean, 30 to 17. And if you're Devils Lake right now thinking about getting back in this one, you've got to shoot a little better. 6 of 21 is not going to get it done against a team like Minot playing in front of the home folks. And the Satans are capable of it, so I don't think they're out of it by any stretch of the imagination. But I know Minot's playing with a world of confidence.
And Brent Hansen has to get back into the ball game and not pick up that fourth personal foul, at least not until perhaps late in the fourth quarter, because they need him in there.
Oh, definitely. If he doesn't get in there and become effective immediately on the offensive end, Satan's night could be over. I don't know.
Okay, we'll see you again later. Meanwhile, we'll talk basketball. About 16 minutes to go until one of these teams will bring home the trophy they've been working for since back in mid-November when practices started, as Minot High leads at 30 to 17. And it would appear that the ball will belong to the Satans as we start off the second half of action. If you didn't catch it at halftime, you have a good look at the crowd. Now you see Gene Manson inside there. He's the short one in there. Yeah, okay. But we had 7,600 people come through the gates tonight for this basketball action. Third place, of course, went to the WDA team from Williston as the Coyotes brought it home, beating Grand Forks Red River in that third place game. That was a good one.
Oh, it sure was. And this tournament's been pretty interesting from start to finish. And it started out with a bang with Red River upsetting Bismarck. And since then, you haven't been able to predict it too easily.
DeMeester, Railing, Mertens, O'Gorman, and Hansen against Magnuson, Manson, Nelson, Olthoff, and Richter as we started off, and the Satans have the ball. And out on top, we take a look at Kendall Railing, and there is Mr. Craig DeMeester. Back to Railing, over the side to Mertens. Mertens looks inside to Hansen, goes in the corner instead to DeMeester. Back out to Mertens, back into the corner it goes to Craig DeMeester. He fakes and gives it back out to Mertens again. And that's DeMeester. He'll try the 18-footer, and he'll hit it. He did not score in the first half, so he opens up the second half well. And it's now an 11-point lead for the Magicians, 30-19. Ross Manson brings it to the front court, stops from about 12 feet, but he left it short. Rebound comes down to Brent Hansen.
Richter very careful not to pick up that fourth foul that time. He stayed off the back.
Craig DeMeester now as Satan's a chance to get it down to single digits. Their deficit in the corner, a three-point attempt by DeMeester goes long. Manson, nice tip away from Hansen from behind. And up ahead is Richter ahead of everybody, and he lays it in. Wow! Boy, can that turn things around in a hurry.
Oh, it sure can. Richter did a great job of concentrating because he had the ball kind of almost stripped from him, and he still put it up in the hole.
And here's Kendall Railing now, gives it off to DeMeester. It's a 13-point Minot lead. We're about a minute and a half into the second half. Inside it goes. Brent Hansen up against Olthoff, gets it down. Well, he has 6 points.
That's what Devils Lake needs right now.
Kyle Magnuson will bring it up to the front court. He hit his first three-pointer of the game. Tried one more during that first half and missed it. Ross Manson has it now and gives it off to Olthoff. That's Paul Olthoff, the senior, to David Richter, about a 15-footer. He hits it. Now, we haven't really seen that shot in the state tournament, but in the WDA, Richter just made a ton of those. I believe he made about his first 10 or 11 shots in the WDA, most of them from about 14, 15 feet. Richter now has 9 points.
Minot has so many different people that can hurt you on any given night. It's just amazing, the well-balanced team they really have.
And there's Mr. Railing, their three-point shooter. He gets it. That is his first point of the game. He was scoreless in the first half, and it's now a 10-point lead at 34-24. Ross Manson against Railing on the man-to-man defense. Manson into the front court. Nice spin move. Gives it off to Richter from 16. Yeah, no. It was in, and it came out again.
That's
and
like
Railing,
an undecided delegate right there.
That's right. Railing got the rebound and brings it to the front court. Hands it off to DeMeester, who hits O'Gorman, who hands it off to Railing, who goes inside to Brent Hansen. Hansen fakes, goes over Richter, too short, rebound, tipped to one. Olthoff gets another board, and he has Manson breaking out on top. Manson spins.
What a move.
No good. Manson tips. Good.
Oh, what an athlete. What an athlete. Great move, stays with it, tips it in. Did exactly what he had to do. That's just, you can't teach that to a kid. He's just got to have the skill.
Wow. On the baseline, driving in is O'Gorman. He's fouled by Magnuson on the reach, and Kyle picks up his first personal foul. Minot leads it by 12 right now, 36-24. 5:11 to go in the third quarter.
I think we're seeing right now why Minot has the 21-3 record they had during the year and rattled off 13 straight wins. They just can really put it together against you, and it's tough to stop them. I don't know how you do it.
Interesting thing about their season. We'll make that point in just a moment. Right now, inside it goes Mertens. No, that was O'Gorman off the glass, and he's in double figures with 10 points now.
A very steady tournament for O'Gorman. I really like that guy.
Good-looking basketball player. He's a senior, 6'2". Magnuson, a senior, brings it to the front court to Troy Nelson. Over to Richter. Richter does not shoot, gives it back to Nelson. Nelson fakes, tries it from 14 and hits it.
Those southpaws will kill you if they get into the lane like that.
Watch out for the lefties. Someday they're going to organize and we're going to all be in trouble.
Will be headed by Vita Blue.
There's Mertens from three-point territory. Kendall Railing wants to try another three-pointer, and it rattles in and rattles out. Mertens gets the rebound to Railing. Over to Hansen. Hansen will try the jumper, and he gets it down. Nice shot by Brent Hansen. He's up to 8 points now. It's a 38-28 10-point Minot lead with 4:10 to go in the third quarter. Ross Manson coming up to the front court with the ball now. It's tipped out of bounds by Kendall Railing and
knocks some of our railing off there, by the way, along the bench there.
Very good, but look at Kendall. He's fixing it himself.
Fixing his own railing, so to speak. There, very well. Oh, I don't know.
Let's drop it. Nelson gives it to Magnuson. Oh. Magnuson will drive to the free throw line. He wanted to shoot, gives it off to Richter, who tries to go down low to Olthoff. Back to Richter. to Manson. He hasn't tried a three-pointer tonight. There's Nelson, who has one three-pointer. Inside, Richter couldn't reach it. Magnuson saved it, threw it away. Hansen
good defense.
Good job by Brent Hansen. He's got Railing out in front of everybody, and he tossed it away and went all the way down to the Devil down there. And he's out of play. We have 3:44 to go in the third quarter. It is 38-28. Minot in front of Devils Lake, and we'll be back.
To the people who carved out a way of life here a century ago, today's North Dakota was just a dream. Throughout those 100 years, North Dakota bankers have helped build that dream, and today is no exception. As the state prepares to celebrate 100 years of success, your full-service North Dakota banks will be working to make the second 100 years even better. North Dakota's bankers, sharing the work, sharing the pride.
When I go to work, the only thing open around these parts are my eyes. That's why the boys...
Or anything there. 38-30, Minot's out in front with 2:21 to go in the third quarter. The Magicians took that time out. They had a lead of 13 at the half, and they've seen it dwindle to 8 now, and Devils Lake is slowly, surely getting back into this game.
They're a team that never gives up. I mean, that phrase "never gives up" is something we use all the time, but it's really true in Devils Lake's case. They all season long, they've been able to battle back when it's really been on the line. That's why they're 20-4 on the year.
They're one of only 3 teams in the state with 20 victories. Minot.
Of a lifetime in over 60 career areas. We offer the finest vocational and technical training in the region, academic transfer courses, and the individual attention you need to succeed. So the next time you're trying to picture the future, picture this. It could develop into something great. Bismarck State College.
The mill is overstocked. They have way too much inventory. So Evans Black is offering unprecedented low prices to Voller's Carpet and Design Center. DuPont Stainmaster nylons from $10.95 per yard. In stock Kanga back carpet as low as $7.95 a square yard. This has got to be your best chance to buy new carpet. There's hundreds of colors and styles to choose from. This Evans Black carpet sale ends when the mill is empty. So hurry to Voller's Carpet and Design. Financing available. Voller's Carpet and Design Center. Call for a free estimate.
You see the story on your screen. Minot gets the ball to start the fourth quarter, leading by 14, and the ball is handed to Troy Nelson. He looks for somebody to go to and gives it off to Magnuson. Magnuson gets the Iron Man award for this tournament so far. Brings it to the front court. Well, Minot is 8 minutes away from a win. They've played a good championship game thus far against the Satans. Devils Lake hasn't really done things wrong, but Minot just takes advantage of every opportunity like that. Ross Manson has 10 now on the game. He's in double figures, as you predicted, Roger Degerman.
Oh, yeah, Manson, he's a steady guy. If you get the ball in his hands and you tell him, Ross, go to the bucket, get 2, that's what he'll do.
Craig DeMeester in the corner. Over to Craig Mertens. That's Railing, and that's O'Gorman. Lane O'Gorman, nice move to the baseline, spins, goes to the lane, and Snow, a little too hard. Rebound, strong rebound that time by Nelson. Wow. I thought it was going in. Troy Nelson brings it up. Leading by 16 now. Richter way out on top. And that's Olthoff. He won't shoot that one. Manson might. He might shoot from anywhere. And same with that guy. Magnuson with the ball right now. Nelson, he has O'Gorman on him. Man-to-man defense throughout the game. Richter inside. Nice pass to Manson. He was posting up, and he got fouled by O'Gorman. Blaine O'Gorman with his second personal foul, and Manson will go to the free throw line with a chance to increase his point total and increase the Minot lead, which currently stands at 16.
Well, you get the feeling that Minot feels like they're controlling their destinies. You look at the replay, Ross is pretty much hammered in there, not much question about that.
That was Mertens, I'm sorry, 4th personal on Mertens. Not O'Gorman, and Manson made the first free throw. He has 11. Troy Nelson leads Minot with 18 points. There you get a good look at the junior guard from Minot. Guard forward, I guess. And that's 12 now for Ross. Minot leads at 48-30 with 6:50 to go in the game. Mertens comes to the front court after picking up his 4th foul, gives it off there, and it ends up in the hands of DeMeester. That's O'Gorman. They need to get some points on the board here. Some shots would help. Kendall Railing has it. Mertens will try from 18, and he'll get it. Craig Mertens has 5 points just inside the three-point line with that one. Ross Manson now with the ball, and he gets away from a trap. Brent Hansen
in the lane. Hansen had position, and both clubs pretty much going with that starting 5 the entire game.
Yep. except for foul trouble. That's about the only time that they've changed up. Craig Mertens has 4, but he's staying in there. He goes in the corner and now gets it back from DeMeester. There's Kendall Railing. He's a 3-point threat. Goes inside instead to Brent Hansen. Blocked by Richter. And Richter got his 4th personal foul, and he didn't like it, and neither did a lot of the Minot fans on hand here. 5:40 to go in the game. It'll be a 2-shot foul. Let's check the foul.
He was thinking ball. The fans were thinking ball. Let's see if there's any body on this one.
No body.
He may have gotten part of the arm. That might be what he was thinking there.
Yep. And so Brent Hansen will go to the free throw line. He hasn't been there yet tonight. He's got 2 tries at it, and he makes the first one off to the left. I never should predict those shots. He's a 74% free throw shooter on the year. You get a nice close-up look at Hansen, a senior, 6'2". Pretty small for a big man, or does that make any sense?
Pretty small for a big man.
Pretty small for a post man.
It's like being kind of smart for a guy that knows a lot.
But he made the second one. He has 11. Minot looking a little reckless at the moment. Olthoff goes into Richter, right back out to Olthoff. Olthoff gives it off out there to Troy Nelson. You see the time left in the game on the right-hand side of your screen, 5:25. Richter, or excuse me, Manson. Manson on the baseline. He won't miss that one. Manson has 14. And it's 50-33 Minot, as you see, and up to the front court comes Craig DeMeester. That's Mertens. All the way over to Railing, right? He goes inside, tipped away by Richter, playing pretty well. Richter tosses it away, even though he has 4 fouls to
Minot
Nelson.
Has done so few things wrong tonight. Everything they need to do. Play good defense, take good shots. They've taken very good shots, and I've been really impressed with the whole team.
Had this been earlier in the game, I'm sure Ross Manson would have put that last one up just now. Richter got free, but didn't get the pass. Manson has it now. Manson gives it off over there to Magnuson.
Devils Lake, on the other hand, just got off to that slow shooting tonight, and that's really put them behind where I don't know if they can recover from.
Yeah, it's like the Williston assistant coach told us yesterday that, you know, you don't have to do so many things wrong against Minot. You just might miss a shot a few times down, and you're down by 8 points all of a sudden.
Boy, Ross wants that ball all the time down low, posting up there.
Tipped away that time. O'Gorman almost stole it from Nelson, but Nelson gets it back down to 4 minutes to go in the game. Minot leads at 50-33. They're in the stall right now. Richter gets it from Magnuson, pushes off against Hansen, and gives it over to Olthoff. Olthoff to Magnuson. Railing comes out on him. Hansen turns, doesn't shoot.
They're going to have to start trapping people or double teaming them. Try to create something, some steals. You're down 17 inside of 4 minutes. You've got to make things happen.
Troy Nelson over to Richter, way out on top. Richter has it tipped away by Hansen, and Hansen picks up his 4th personal foul.
Well, I really can't blame Brent for that. As we were talking about, they're just trying to make things happen, and that was good hustle by Brent that time. He knows his team is down 17. He's got to get them back in it.
Brent Hansen just left the ball down at the other end of the court, and the official was asking that perhaps you'd like to go get that. But Kendall Railing went and helped him out. Minot leads at 50-33, 3:44 to go in the game, and we'll be back in just a moment.
These are the faces of North Dakota. Hard-working people who've made the most of our abundant resources. North Dakota's banks have had an important role in our state's growth. And again this year, we're pleased to help bring you statewide television coverage of the high school basketball tournament. We're proud to bring you these games, and prouder still to provide the kind of attention and personal interest offered only by your full-service North Dakota Bank.
The complete line of Mobil engine oils lets you choose the performance and the protection you need. Mobil lubricants are formulated to stay tough, and engines run cleaner with Mobil, so you can expect longer engine life not only in your car and your truck, but in irrigation.
Or DeMeester, rather, gives it off all the way into the corner. Back in the game is Doug Heisler, and the ball is no good. The shot, rather, Olthoff lost it. And he had it tipped out, they'll say, and so Minot will keep the ball, leading 52-34. 2:46 to go in the game. That's Troy Nelson with the ball now. He gives it off to Ross Manson. Back to Nelson. For the Magicians, Magnuson at the line. Missed it, though, and the rebound was pulled down in there by Tollerud. And he hands it off to DeMeester, who comes up to the front court. A minute and a half to go in the game. Minot by 22. DeMeester gives it off over there to Mertens. He was thinking about an NBA three-pointer there. And now the shot is taken by O'Gorman for 3. And he gets it down. He has, let's see, 13 points on the game now.
A little showtime, I guess, for Minot. They're just letting the air out of the ball. pretty soon I would expect Gene Manson to go to that bench and start letting these guys get out here. I think what he wants to do is get them out individually so they can be recognized by this home crowd.
And here comes Ziegler, and listen to the hometown of Minot as they give David Richter a standing O. Richter checks out of the game with 11 points.
11 points for Richter, 30 for the tournament there. You look at some of the people on the Satan's bench there. But David Richter, a nice tournament, 30 points. He was really quiet that first game, but against Williston, 16 points. And tonight, the big 11 for him.
You saw Craig Mertens checking out, and you saw Craig DeMeester sitting on the bench over there for Minot. DeMeester leaves with 2 points. Mertens goes out with 5 points on the game. Ross Manson missed his first free throw. Here comes Tim Wahlberg into the game, his first time in the game in this championship. And Paul Olthoff goes out to another standing ovation. Olthoff had himself an excellent game tonight for Minot as well. He didn't score a lot of points. He had only 2, but he had a lot of boards and played excellent defense. Minot right now leads at 56-36. And there goes Blaine O'Gorman, and he has had an excellent tournament and an excellent game, 13 points tonight.
Devils Lake is proud of their team. Minot, of course, very proud of their squad. 8 years they've waited for the state title.
Manson gets the second free throw, and he has 15 points. Watch for him to come out before too long. Bringing the ball up to the front court was Paul Webster. Webster got it off, and it goes inside. And after the shot, no, the shot, it was a foul. Paul Johnson.
He's going to remember about that state tournament.
That's right.
Getting a chance to go up there and nail the throw. You know, these Minot fans edge closer and closer to the court there, and it's going to be a mob scene in about 28 seconds, Jim.
We gave up 38 points or 40 points to a hell of a ball club. The Devils Lake team is a great team, and we shut them down on the defensive end, and we were able to convert most of our possessions on the offensive end. We had an excellent effort tonight.
Well put. When you were talking about going into the WDA tournament, you were saying you're playing pretty good basketball. I think right now when you came into the state tournament 3 days, I think you put it up a notch. You played excellent ball.
We turned up the intensity 1 notch, and all year long we've been kind of underrated defensively because we scored so many points. But this is a fine defensive club.
Now you're talking about how well you played defensively. You took Brent Hansen out of the game totally.
Well, we got him in foul trouble too, and they had Dave Richter in foul trouble. So we both were even. We had our studs out of there in the middle, and that's just a great effort right now. I can't say enough about the kids, and our program is coming around, and it feels good, Greg.
Did this team have something to prove this year?
We were on a mission from the start of the year. We were kind of disappointed in our last 3 finishes in the state tournament, and this team made it a mission at the start of the year, and we came through with the state championship.
Let's talk about the play of some of your seniors like Troy Nelson. He had a great game to finish out his high school career.
Troy Nelson is a catalyst.
The whole year, I don't think anybody really believed that we could be #1. It would have helped if we could have beat Wahpeton, but Devils Lake's a good team, and they proved it.
Excellent effort, Troy, and congratulations. Enjoy it.
Thanks.
Okay, Troy Nelson. Now we're going to send it back to the head table to Jim and Raj and talk about the trophy presentation.
Okay, thank you, Greg Stein. Right now you see Dr. Kunkel from Devils Lake addressing the crowd, and he is handing out some trophies from this afternoon's play. And let's go down to the PA right now.
At this time, we would like to present the participation awards. To help with those awards, the principal from Dickinson High School, Arlo Howe, and the superintendent of schools from Minot High School, Dr. Ed Mundy. For the runner-up, Devils Lake Satans, cheerleaders, Shelley Axman, Amy Dion, Heidi Rohr, Darcy Deutsch, Susan Boyle, Christy Maloney. Players, Kendall Railing, Jason Gregory, Craig DeMeester, Blaine O'Gorman, Dean Wingy, Craig Mertens, Brent Hansen, Paul Johnson, Jason Warner, Bill Collerud, Doug Heisler, Paul Webster. Head coach Ken DeMeester. Assistant coaches Dave O'Gorman and Terry Brenner. For the state champion magicians, cheerleaders, Sarah Hochhalter, Stacy Wallace, Allison Mueller, Leanne Stubley, Amy Cartier, Sabrina Grover, Dana Oprud. For the players, Troy Nelson, Kyle Magnuson, Dave Richter, Paul Oltoff, Troy Mickelson, Brad Ziegler, Ross Manson, Tim Walberg, Jason Metz, Jason Bredding, Corey Evenson, Scott Lauser, and Eric Brecky. Head coach Gene Manson, assistant coaches Dale Olson, and Tom Fellner. Tom Fellner. To present the Coach of the Year.
10 or 12 days. And of course, next week we'll be announcing the Mr. Basketball finalists and winner at the state Class B tournament in Bismarck. And here's the 1988 Class A state all tournament team chosen by the media. And I'd like these people to come down if they're here so we can get a good look at you. From West Fargo, Jason Lisney. Come on down, Jason. From Devil's Lake, Kendall Railing. From Williston, Glenn Ditchine. From Bismarck High, Troy Hartman. From Fargo South, Chris Gardner. Devils Lake forward, Blaine O'Gorman.
From forward.
Helping fuel the nation's economy is a long tradition in North Dakota. Today, we're putting our resources to work like never before. And one group of people who help keep this state moving are the bankers in your hometown. But that's no surprise. They live and work for the same things you do. And theirs is a commitment that's not about to end. North Dakota's bankers, sharing the work, sharing the pride.
Hey, we're back already. And, we are back at the state Class A. By the way, one note for you from that all-tournament team, not all-state team, but all